Hey, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Today we're going to talk about the Streamlight HP-X. I just got this light in about a week ago. I've been playing around with it, and I kind of want to do some comparisons to it compared to the HL-X that I purchased. I've been using. I really like the setup, and they're both similar. So they both have customized switches, which you can have it comes with the short ones, but you can put the longer ones on. As you can see here, I have these on here. So for comparison, you put this on the Glock, put it on the training gun. Oh, why can't I get on the gun? You know, you can put your hand right here, you know, hit the light. I actually like that compared to having it down here. So I do put it down. I do put it like, I don't have this one on this side because it hits my trigger finger. So I basically do this every time I'm trying to get to the trigger. I don't like that, so I just kind of left it like this. I can still access it though. If I can still access it if I need to with my trigger finger, but usually I'm going to be using my thumb. So, and you know, I'll bring in the old school TRL-1 HL, and this is kind of, everybody knows what these look like. And this, the switch is different on the back of these. Now the HP is more a high tense light, I guess. It has it's kind of like the Surefire Turbo. It has that tight beam in the center, and then it kind of goes out so you can see what's around it. This one just kind of, it's kind of just bright. I like them both, and I'm going to do kind of a comparison here and show you the differences. I'm using my living room. I didn't go outside, but I figured it'd be good for like building searches and stuff like that to get kind of a good reference of what's going on. So I'm shooting this in my apartment, and it's at night. I figured this would be a good test because it's indoors and not outside. I just thought it'd be better because most of the time when you're going to use a weapon light, it's going to be during a building search. So I kind of got the original TRL-1 here. We're going to kind of show you the beam pattern here, and you're going to see the Master Chief on the couch over there. So there's the Chief right there. That's a TRL-1. TRL-1 HL-X. And that's the beam pattern right there. So this one's going to be the TRL-1 HP-X. And that's the beam pattern. It's more tight than the TRL HL-X. So it's a lot more tighter. You can see the Chief there. So we'll do a beam comparison of the two again. This one is the TRL HL-X. This is the TRL HP-X. And we'll do them side by side. This is the TRL HP-X. And this one is the HL-X. So you can see the beam patterns are a lot different. The HP is more, you can see it kind of has a more brighter center than the HL. The HL-1 has a bigger beam. This one's more of a tighter beam. You can still see the outline, which is kind of good. You can have it focused and you still see the outline there of the Chief. Where the HL is just a big big, huge beam pattern, where the HP is more of a tighter pattern or tighter beam. So with the HP, you get the same thing you do as the HL. Get these little pieces here. This is the different attachments for the lights. You can also put these on too. You could also put these on the light if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. It just kind of secures the little knob in here, so it doesn't come out. It kind of goes right on there at the end. To me, I find it just kind of a pain to take off and on. It comes with 2 of them. I had the same thing with my TRL-7s. They didn't. You can put those on there as an option. The HL-X has one on there, and it's just kind of a, I don't know if you can see it, but it has one on there. I just find it kind of a pain, and that's just preventing from it coming out. And if it does come out, it's not like, just don't lose the spring, but it makes it easier when you need to swap out the inserts for this. I just don't understand why the firearms companies just can't make one rail system. Like, you have one for Glock, you have one for, was it 1913 rails, 1, 2, and 92. Like, this actually says 92. And even the other ones come with like that. I just don't understand why they just can't make just one standardized rail system. But I guess that means, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. Anyways, that's my little rant for the video. But yeah, you could go ahead and just swap everything out if you want. Even comes with a tool. Each one of these 2 come with a tool. This side is to take off that little thing right there, right here, when it's in, and this side's to screw it on like so. And then this is there's a little pin in here you can push and to customize this. It's pretty simple. Just read the directions before you go ahead and do it. But again, it's pretty simple. Again, it's pretty simple to do. You just, like I said, you just pop it in there and nothing comes apart. I have yet to see these things come apart. So just make sure you read the directions and know what but it's pretty simple. You tighten it on there, and then use this tool here just to tighten it up on the rail. And I've never had any issues with it so far coming undone. Not even my TRL-7s, which are permanently attached to my SIG and my Glock. So the same way to take the batteries out of the HP or with the TRL or with the same as the HL, there's a little button here. You press this little switch. You bring it out like that. That pops open, and you get 2 rechargeable batteries. The batteries are a little different. Just for comparison, these are the ones that came with the HL. Just different tops, that's all. So they're just orange instead of black. They work the same. They're the same thing, same battery. They're the same battery. They charge the same way. You plug the USB. It comes with a dual cable. And you just plug them into a USB-A and plug each one in. And while they're charging, they're red. Once it's fully charged, it'll be green. pretty simple. Again, you just close it up and it locks. Just make sure when you push this back all the way, it locks. The switches you can customize, which are pretty simple to do. Just pop it out here, that falls out, and you can put it back to the way it came from the factory. Just in like that. Just make sure it's in. And that's it. Kind of show you what it looks like here. I'll just put on the actual gun. It fits a little easier. So yeah, it just fits like that on there. Fits like that. If you want, no. I do like the upper switch though, it just feels nicer. So again, to switch it out, you just kind of push the pin out. That's the pin right there. So you just kind of put it in like that. Take your tool, press it in. Just make sure it's even on both sides. And you're good to go. Now you got the switch up here. The only thing I would say, if you're going to use the switch, practice with it a little bit with live fire. One thing I found out when I was practicing is if I have my thumb here, the recoil can turn off the light pretty easily. Just make sure when you practice, you keep your finger off of it, because you can do that. Just something to think about. I like the switches on the gun, or I like the switches on the light. I think that's just, I don't know. But yeah, if you're going to just make sure your thumb's off the switches, because again, if it's right here, it can just switch it off. I just found if I just bring my thumb up and with the recoil, it won't do that. So just something to think about. The TRL-1 HP-X is about 1300 lumens with the rechargeable lights. With just a regular CR123s, it's going to be 1000 lumen lights, which is pretty standard. You know, it's the same with this one. I think with the rechargeable Streamlight batteries, the HL-X is going to be 1500 lumens, where the CR123s are going to be 1000 lumens. So you're getting about 1000 lumens if you end up like having to change the batteries out to CR123s. This is 1500 lumens and this is 1300 lumens. Both lights are really good. Just kind of playing around with them. I do like the switches on them. That's going to be. I do like the switches. I like the ones on my TRL-7s, and I like these switches. I like the fact that you can customize them. The Surefire has an aftermarket one you can kind of do the same with, but you have to modify the holster if you're using a standard Safariland 3020, was it? The 6360 holster, red dot holster. So yeah, if you're going to one of these holsters, this Safariland 6360. and I think you have to shave off something like right here or something like that. According to what I saw, I just wasn't going to go modify my holsters any more than I had to. But I like this. I think this is thinking outside the box for Streamlight. Both these lights are competitive with the X300. This is the turbo. This is the regular, or this is the ultra, and they're really not that expensive. If I had to sit there and go, I think I paid. I'm going to let you on a little secret. Botach Tactical is not sponsored by this channel, but to save you some money, I paid $180 out the door for this. I think it was like $178 plus change with tax and all that, and tax and shipping. So I mean, and they're both the same price. So I couldn't go wrong with that. I think on Amazon, this here is $226. This is $213. Botach Tactical, save yourself some money. Not sponsored by the channel, not affiliated with this. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, but again, I got a really good deal from them. Overall, what do I think of these two lights? I kind of like the beam pattern on this one. It's more, again, it's more concentrated. This one's more spread out. You kind of saw the beam analysis. I even used the TRL-1 one as an example because it is the OG light, and I think I do like the light. I just never like the switches. The switch. I don't like this. The way the switch on here is, but I do like the switches on the TRL-1s. So I hope you enjoyed the video, the comparison. I'm still going to be using both lights. I'm probably going to put this on my duty gun, the HP, just to try it out. I got some range time coming up, so I'm going to try it out, see how it works. I do like this one though. It's just this one's a little more concentrated. Again, this is the beam's more concentrated. This one's just kind of has a wider beam pattern. So like I said, I like the lights. I like both of them. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.